Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Monday, the post-holiday edition. I would like to use a strap today, so if you don't have your strap, you can run get it. We'll give you a second. A bathrobe tie also works really well, or a dog leash. Yeah, lots of ways to create this a strap. And then if you have your blocks close by, if you have blocks, always nice. And then more accoutrement. I have 2 blankets today. We were talking before class, there's been some driving, and so maybe the lower back and the hips are a little tight today if we've been driving all weekend. Another thing we were talking about, I just happened to have an orange here. My sister-in-law gave my husband and I a whole case, way too many oranges from Florida, and we were talking about aromatherapy right before this. Mary was saying she got a diffuser and she's running her diffuser, which I'm a big fan. A diffuser is something you can put aromatherapy in, and it can do a lot of different things to enhance your mood. And I think a lot of us might be a little tired or frazzled or whatever, still excited about after the holidays. So I thought I'd suggest a mindfulness practice, which is perfect for using your aromatherapy diffuser if you happen to have one. But if you don't, no worries. Find an orange or a nectarine or a clementine or any citrus fruit. Citrus fruits are very uplifting. I suggest after you take a nice deep breath, just take your orange and really pay some mindful attention to it. Notice all the, this is a particularly ugly orange, which, as we know, some of the least attractive oranges are the best tasting. So just notice all the external things about it. Maybe smell it. All those things that we do right before we begin our practice, right? And then as you enjoy the sweetness of your orange, because life is intended to be sweet, just take in all of the sensual aspects of it. Eat it slowly and mindfully. Take your time and just enjoy that citrus experience, and just notice how your spirits are affected, how your mind, your body, and your spirit is affected. Mindfulness tip number 1 for today. So let's get settled in. Let's sit up today to start, and use as many blankets as you need or blocks just to lift your spine. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, let's begin there. And I suggest maybe you place a hand on heart, maybe belly, maybe one or both. Whatever you need, tune in to that. And just begin to notice your breath. If you happen to be lucky enough to have a diffuser in your space, as you breathe in, notice the aroma you've created for yourself. I think that's brilliant. Notice the temperature of your air. And tune into your mind as we begin this Monday morning post-holiday. Notice what's running through your mind. Just noticing it. Just noticing the thoughts come and go. Notice the sounds. Notice the beat of your heart. And let your hands rest where they're comfortable on your legs or in your lap. I suggest palms face up for two reasons. That helps you roll your shoulders back and down, as well as being a gesture of receptivity. If you like to create a mudra, maybe one finger connects with another. And let's begin to deepen the breath. A nice soft belly, nice soft face. Breathe in through your nose. Full breath in the belly, the ribs, the lungs. And just pause at the top of the inhalation. And then let your exhalation be longer than your inhalation. Let all that breath go. And then pause at the bottom of the exhalation. Let's begin again slowly when you're ready, filling up. And then slowly letting go. Taking just a little brief pause at the top and the bottom of each part of your breath. Allowing yourself to settle in. And on this next exhalation, whenever it comes, don't rush it. Let it come out through your mouth. Let it be a big old sigh. And just notice what happens to your body, your mind, and your spirit as you sigh out of your mouth. And then change the cross of your legs. We'll be here for a few more minutes, so just switch the cross. Always the option to extend your legs forward and reach for your strap. And we'll take the strap, let's go ahead and put it in our right hand and reach it up and overhead. Bend your right elbow and take your left arm out to the side, flip your palm and reach back. And see if you can get a hold of the strap, and you can kind of walk your hands so they're a little bit closer together. And then take your head and just let it rest in this little nest you've made for the back of your neck so your neck is not strained. And then see if you can pull slightly with your arms. Just pull that strap apart. And if you don't have a strap, no worries. Just do your best. Give yourself a nice pat on the back for showing up. And breathe in as you shine your heart and get a little stretch of the shoulders, arms. Breathe out slowly and deeply. Maybe close your eyes, lean back a little bit more. Using your core to continue sitting up nice and tall. Let's take one more breath together. Good, and then slowly let that go. Keep the strap in your right hand where it is and take a portion of your strap in your left hand, lift it up and overhead. Take a big breath in and just lean over to one side. Try to keep both hips on the floor. One side will want to come up. No worries. Come back up to center. And then inhale as you take it over to the other side. Good, and then keep that strap in your left hand, lift it up and over, bend your left elbow, take your right arm out to the side, flip your palm so it's facing backwards, bend that elbow, and then reach back and notice. So maybe this is your side. That's a little more challenging. See if you can walk your hands a little closer together. Breathe in so you shine your heart. And just be gentle with any shoulder injuries you might have. So back off as appropriate. And let's take a couple more breaths here. Maybe close your eyes, soften your face. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Anytime you need that mouse sigh, please go for it. Enjoy it. Take one more breath in, and then we'll slowly let go of that. Keep the strap in your left hand. Mine's all tangled. Bring it on up about shoulder width and lean to one side, keeping your hips there. Drawing that strap apart using the strength of your arms. Getting that stretch in the upper back and the shoulders. Inhale back to center. And exhale, lean to the other side. Just a gentle lean. Good. And then lift your arms up again. Shine your heart. You can take your hands a little bit wider on your strap. And then take your strap back behind you. So squeezing those shoulder blades. Good. And now we're going to add the breath. So we're going to take a few passes here. So make sure you have enough width with your hands on your strap. Inhale as you lift it up, and then slowly exhale as you lower it down. We'll begin to add in the neck. So bring the chin down to the chest. Inhale as you lift up, gaze up, and exhale as you take that strap behind you. Good. Inhale as you lift up. We're gazing up. Exhale as you bring your chin down to your chest. Good. Take a few more, just moving with your breath. Inhale, lift and look. And exhale, chin to chest. Lower it back. In the back. Good. Inhale, lift and look. And exhale, lower your chin to your chest. Let's take one more. Slowly moving with your breath. You got it. You can do this without a strap as well. Just some gentle shoulder circles. One more inhale as we look up, stretching the throat. And one more exhalation as you bring your strap down, lay it aside, take your palms together, make some figure eights. Good. Open and close your fists a few times, release those fingers. Good. And then rub your palms together, create some heat. And then just close your eyes. Let your palms cover your eyes and just soothe those eyes. Take a nice big breath in and an exhale to let it all go. And take your fingers, draw some little circles on your eyelids. Just soothe those eyes. Take it to the outside, your temples. And take your two fingers down to your jaw, where your jawbones meet there. Take it down to your chin. Rub your palms together again if they're cold, like mine, and then take them back behind your neck. Give your neck a little massage. Good. And then shake that out. Shake it up and down. Shake your right hand right and left. Shake your left hand up and down. Come on. Shake your left hand left and right. Shake your right hand up and down. Yeah. Laugh about that. And then release your legs from their bondage. Rub out your ankles. Take your hands behind you. Take some windshield washers to work out your hips. And then we're going to take our blankets and come on up to a tabletop. So move props out of the way temporarily, not too far. If you have a hard surface, I don't. I have lots of padding here. But if you have a harder surface on the floor, just make sure you put something under your knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Sophie, shake it out. And come to your table. Let's go through some cat-cows. So inhale as you drop your belly, lift your crown and your tailbone. And exhale, gently round forward. Get those kinks out of the back, especially if you've been driving or walking. Move with your breath, exhaling as you draw your belly into the spine. Really press that mat away. Inhale as you lift your gaze. Exhale as you take your chin to your chest, rounding into that halloween cat. Move a few more times, adding any other movements that might feel good. So feel free to sink back into a child's pose or add some figure eights. Make your movement intuitive so that you're serving your needs this morning, whatever your body needs. Good, and then we'll find stillness here. Come to stillness. Sophie, shake it out is always nice. And then we're going to take our left leg, reach back, coming into bird dog, and take your right arm forward. Good. And then take your right elbow and round your spine as you bring your left knee toward your right elbow. So just rounding, sending the arm and the leg out. Good. Come back a couple more times. Bringing the belly into the spine, just rounding a little more deeply here. Good. And then lengthen out. And then lower the right hand down, lower the left hand down. I'm going to figure out what I'm kicking back there. I thought I had plenty of room. All right, so we'll take it to the other side. So extend the right leg long and the left arm. Hopefully you have enough room. And then bring the left elbow to the right knee. This is the only place I can figure out to configure my mat. Extend out long and then round, bring elbow to knee. We'll take one more or two more. Good. And then extend it out long, wherever you can reach. And then bring that right knee down. So if you shake it out, bring the knees wide, bring your big toes to touch. Send your fingertips far forward on your mat. And if you can, lower your head to the mat or a block or a blanket. And find your child's pose. Let the hips sink back. If you like, you can tuck a blanket between your calves and your hips. That's always a nice way to gently sink back into your child's pose. But let this child's pose be a really nice release for the back and the hips. So take your time with it. Send the breath to the back body. And just really enjoy it. Let's take one more breath here. And a long exhalation. And then slowly make your way back up to your table. We'll tuck our toes. And then slide your hands back slowly. See how this feels. If your knees will not accommodate this, just stay where you are and tuck your toes. But if you can, we'll try a little toe stand and just see where we are here this morning with our balance. You can bring your hands to your heart. We won't be here for long. It's just a stretch for the feet and a balance. So if you're still on your hands and toes, see if you can sink your hips back a little bit more and stretch the feet. And as you're ready, come back to your table, take your hands a little bit farther forward, spread your fingers nice and wide and press into all those joints. And then we'll keep those toes tucked as we gently lift our hips and come into our first exciting post-holiday downward facing dog. Maybe it's not your first. Hopefully it isn't. Just walk your dog. Enjoy your dog. And then find stillness. Press the heels back toward the floor. So a different feeling there, a different stretch. Take your gaze back towards your knees. Good. Maybe lift your hips a little higher. You can come up on your toes a couple of times. And then find stillness again. Take a big breath in, look forward, and take a gentle walk to the front of your mat. Find a forward fold. Rotate your wrists. And then see what happens. Maybe bend your knees a little bit more just to start. Bring your hands to your elbows. Come into your ragdoll. You can bring your belly to your thighs and just rock from side to side. Head under heart. Just be careful. If you get a little dizzy, come up slowly. We'll be here for another breath or two. Make them long and slow. Good. On the next breath, do bend your knees. Slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Take your arms out wide, reach up and look up. Good. And then take your palms together, draw them right down to your heart. Connect with your heartbeat one more time. Breathe in, breathe out, let go. And then take your hands down to your sides, palms face forward, come into your mountain pose. So nice shiny bright heart, firmly planted feet. Feel rooted, feel tall. Good. When you're ready, inhale, reach up and look up. Let your palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to. Forward fold, fingertips to the earth or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, take your hands down to the mat and step your right foot all the way back. Come into a low lunge. Good. So we already feeling into the legs, getting that stretch. You can rock forward and back a little bit. Now while we're here, let's take the right hand to the floor and swing that left arm up and take a nice twist here. Breathe in. So if you have that shoulder mobility going after our initial stretch, take some shoulder circles. Good. And then take that left hand down. Good. Lower the right knee, lower the top of the right foot. Come on up. Let's pass through this Anjaneyasana, this really nice stretch. Sink forward, get that stretch in the right hip. Shine your heart, breathe in. Maybe look up. Breathe out. Good. Take your hands down, tuck your right toes, and straighten your left leg. So the right heel will be lifted. It's a modified pyramid. Take your forehead toward that left knee and breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in, and one more breath out. Take your hands to the floor, rebend that left knee and step your left foot back to meet your right. We're back in downward facing dog. Nice big breath in and a slow breath out. Come up on your toes as you inhale. Look forward. Take a walk to the front of your mat. I'm not going to go all the way up. Inhale, root to rise, reach up. Let your right hand take a hold of your left wrist and lean to the right. Take a nice side bend, keeping both feet planted. Good. Breathe in and wait for the exhale. Inhale, rise up, look up. Keep those feet firmly planted. Flip your palms and take them back behind you. Clasp your hands and send your clasped hands down below your butte and lift your gaze. Shine your heart up toward the sky. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Nice big breath in. Breathe into that heart space. And exhale as you rise up. Reach up again. Take a hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Press both feet equally into the floor. So that might mean the right leg is pressing in a little bit more, giving you a little more energy in that right leg to keep it grounded there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly rise up, flip your palms again. Take that funky clasp. So the other thumb is on top this time. Squeeze the shoulder blades as you rise up and shine. Rise and shine. Lift your gaze, stretch your neck, being gentle. And on your exhalation, just release, shake it out, forward fold. Come forward with as much of a bend in your knees as you need. When you're ready, come into your halfway lift. Find that half table. Good. And then exhale, step back with your left leg. Get in that low lunge, that really solid runner's lunge. You can rock forward and back. Enjoy that stretch. Good. Then lower that left knee, lower the top of the left foot. Let the left hand come to the inside of the right foot. Take your side twist, lifting that right arm up, taking any circles that might feel good. And then we'll come back to center. Bring your hands up to your thigh, not so much your knee, and shine in Anjaneyasana, getting that super awesome hip flexor stretch. Good, nice shiny heart, shoulders back and down. Take a breath in, good, and a breath out. Let's take one more. And then take your hands down to the mat or blocks, tuck your left toe. Come on up, see if you can straighten that right leg and bring your right nostril. No, I'm kidding. Bring your nose to your right knee. And straighten your left leg a little bit more and press that left heel toward the floor. So modified pyramid here. Breathe in. Relax the back of the neck as you exhale. Good. On your next inhale, rebend that right knee. Place your hands on the floor. Step back. Come into your downward facing dog. Lift your heels up off the earth and then slowly lower them down. See if you can lift your hips a little bit higher. And just breathe in and breathe out. Then we're going to rock forward. Always the option to come to your knees, but if you're feeling really like you want a little ab work, we're going to slowly, and arm work, lower all the way down. Maybe pause a little bit and come to your bellies. So, make a little pillow, turn your head to one side, rock it out. Good. Breath in. Feel your heartbeat. Tune in. Breathe out. Don't forget. All right. So here we go. We're going to start in a Sphinx pose. Take your palms and your forearms to the floor, and then shine your heart. So immediately notice where your shoulders are. If they're up a little higher than you'd like, see if you can lower them down. Always the option to tuck a blanket, or if you happen to have a bolster, nice to tuck under your chest here or under your belly, just to give you a little more lift. I'm going to stay here, and we're just going to let this lower back compression do its thing. So you can close your eyes here. Breathe in. If you're Mary, you're breathing in the scent of your essential oils. Breathe out. Good. On your next exhalation, just slowly lower down. We're going to turn our head, make a pillow, and turn your head to the opposite direction. And whatever direction you are turning, take the other leg, the opposite leg, and draw that knee up toward the shoulder. So sleeper pose. I call it sleeper pose. Breathe into the mat. Let it go. And then lower that, stretch that right leg out and take your head to the other side, whatever head that was, whatever side you're on. Oh my gosh, turn your head to the opposite side and then take the other leg up toward the shoulder, other knee up toward the shoulder. And breathe in a couple of times, just let the back release. Good. When you're ready, stretch out that leg, bring your forehead back to center. Take your hands to either side of your shoulders and then draw your elbows in toward one another and press up into a baby cobra. Good, using the strength of your arms here. And then lower back down. Hopefully your strap is not too far away. Great, mine is sort of, but not too far. See if you can get it closer to you. And then we have a couple of options here. We're going to tuck your toes and see if you can walk your feet a little farther away from you. Get really long in your legs, and then lower your knees to the floor if they came up, and then bend your knees. So always the option to reach back with your hands for your ankles. But here's another place where we can really use the strap to try to get into Dhanurasana. So this is a deep back bend. So you can wrap the strap around your ankles and then use your strap and the strength of your arms to come into your back bend. So decide if you want to try to use your strap or just take your hands around your ankles and then lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. Yeah, this is a lot. Notice if you're holding your breath. See if you can smooth out the breath a little bit. And when you're ready, lower everything down. Keep your strap handy. We're going to go up one more time. Just turn your head to one side, rock your hips out. Good, breathe in and breathe out. This would be a really good time for one of those exhales through the mouth. Let it go. When you're ready, forehead comes back to center. Bend your knees. Decide if you're going to reach for your ankles or even your pant leg. Flex your feet. Maybe wrap your strap back around you. Draw your shoulder blades toward one another. You're going to shine as you lift. Coming into your bow pose, Dhanurasana. Not easy to talk in this pose, so don't try. Don't try this at home. Good, but breathe smoothly. Nice and smooth. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths together. Maybe lift a little higher if you're feeling this. This is good for bringing energy into the body. And on your next exhalation, maybe a big sigh. Let your whole body come back down to the mat. Turn your head to the opposite side. Rock it out. Good. Nice big breaths in. And long breaths out. Slowly, we're going to take our hands to the outsides of our shoulders, squeeze those elbows in, come up through your cobra, come up to your table, and then take your legs wide, sink your hips back as you are able, come into a gentle, slow child's pose as a counter pose to that back bend. It's a lot, so go slowly and tuck that blanket between your hips if that would help get a little deeper into this child's pose. Good, breathe in. Send the breath to the lower back. And breathe out. On your next breath in, we'll slowly come up, come to a seat. We'll take a twist, because that's also nice, as we know. So take your right leg, cross it over your left, bring your left heel towards your right glute, and wrap yourself in a giant hug. Take your right hand behind your right glute. Sit up nice and tall and turn your head toward the right. Let your left rib cage be the instigator of this twist. So it's that mid-back that's really getting a lot of twist here. Breathe in, lift and lengthen, and breathe out. And see if you can take your gaze a little more over that shoulder, stretching that neck. Good, one more breath in, and let your exhalation take you back to center without coming out of your twist immediately. We're going to leave the left leg where it is. Now here's our pseudo balance challenge for today. We're going to take our strap and wrap it around this right leg. Take it on the meaty part of the right leg. Take your strap in your right hand and then straighten your right leg. Press your right heel forward and find a little bit of balance here. Not so much of a balance, but also a nice stretch for this right hamstring. So you can walk your hands up your strap and perhaps bring your nose toward your knee, a little more of a stretch for the back. Just play with it. Modified heron's pose. Take any motions you like with this. And you can always forego the strap. Just use your hands to support your leg. Maybe take a couple points and flexes if you're not using your strap. Good. And as you're ready, slowly let that right leg come down. Take your right heel toward the left glute and cross your left leg over. Give yourself a mighty hug and take your left hand behind your left glute so you can press into the floor and lift your heart. Take a nice big breath in and a twist toward the other side. Good. Just be gentle with the neck. Let's see if you can use your breath to take you over toward the left shoulder. Yeah, breathing, taking that right rib cage and twisting from there. So let's take one more big breath in to brighten and lengthen, and an exhalation to twist a little deeper. Good. And when you're ready, slowly unwind there. Keep this right leg right where it is. Keep this right leg right where it is. Yeah, a lot of rights. There we go. Take your strap in your hand, press it, or use your hands to support your left leg. Press your left heel forward. And maybe you walk your hands up a little bit more. And maybe you draw your nose toward your left knee. Take a nice big full breath. And whatever exhale best suits you, and then slowly release. Take your strap and put it away, and then we'll come down to our back. Come on down. Once you get there, hug your knees into your chest. Take that time to enjoy that awesome stretch. And maybe rock from side to side or take some circles. Good. And then place your feet on the floor beneath your hips. Beneath your hips. That's not going to work. Place your heels on the floor, right at the base of your hips as much as you can. Take your hands to the floor, palms face down, and gently peel yourself up. We'll take one bridge pose. Maybe snuggle your shoulders underneath you as you clasp your hands. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Always the option to try wheel if that's in your practice. I won't cue it, but if you love it, that's another deeper expression of the back bend. So let's breathe again here. Maybe lift a little bit higher. Yeah, get one last hurrah for that back. And then slowly lower down, just one vertebra at a time. See if you can lower all the way down. Take that right knee, hug it into your chest, extend the left leg long. Take some ankle circles here, both directions. Now we're going to take the outside of the right leg and just gently guide it over toward the left. Take a twist, open up, get really open here with this right shoulder. Always the option to tuck something underneath it, maybe a blanket, maybe a block. And see if you can turn your head in the opposite direction. So from here, just let that twist slowly soften toward the earth as you breathe. Because you know how to do it. Do it. Breathe slow and exhale as you need, slowly through the nose or through the mouth. Good. We'll take one more breath here and then let it go. Roll back to your back. Give your right knee one more squeeze and then let it go long. Hug your left knee into your chest. Take some circles. Good. So hugging it in, you get a little more pressing. The harder you pull it in, the more you get that back pressing into the floor. See if you can just enjoy that after we've done quite a bit of back bending today. So when you're ready, take your right hand to the outside of this left leg, open the left arm out and take your left leg across the body. Maybe it lands serendipitously on your blankets. Enjoy that and take your gaze over toward the left side. And breathe into this twist. Just enjoy the twist. See if you can soften the left shoulder, maybe tuck something under there if you feel like that would be supportive. Good. If you're having trouble softening, see if you can swallow in your throat, maybe relax the throat a little bit more. Good. Take one more breath in. And a slow breath out to bring you back to your back. Take a hug of that knee. See if you can really compress, sending that lower back to the floor. And then let the left leg go long. Reach your arms way overhead. Way overhead. I don't have the space. Point your toes and get super long. And then one more, come on, one more for the back. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. And if you really love Happy Baby, you can use your strap to come into your Happy Baby, or you can just reach for the outsides of your feet and send your lower back really toward the floor a little bit more. Should feel good. As we know, if it doesn't feel good, back off. Back off a little bit till it does. Take a nice big breath in and then release your legs either long or perhaps up the wall or perhaps coming into Supine Badaknasana. Take a blanket and place it where it would feel really supportive and nice. Lots of options. You can roll it up, place it under your neck. You can cover up completely. You can place it under your knees, which is always nice, especially if your lower back's a little tweaky today. Get super comfy. Let your legs be wide as your mat. Let your toes just splay out. Let your palms face up in that receptive mode. And as you do that, see if you can tuck your shoulders a little more underneath so you have a nice shiny heart. And then let go here. Let your Shavasana be your resting and your integration here. Nothing to do. Let yourself completely relax, softening every muscle in the body, allowing the head to be heavy, the hips to melt into the floor, letting the legs soften, release. Time to just be. I thought I'd read this blessing from one of my favorite mystics and poets, John O'Donohue. This is for one who is exhausted. When the rhythm of the heart becomes hectic, time takes on the strain until it breaks. Then all the unattended stress falls in on the mind like an endless increasing weight. The light in the mind becomes dim. Things you could take in your stride before now become laborsome events of will. Weariness invades your spirit. Gravity begins falling inside you, dragging down every bone. The tide you never valued has gone out, and you are marooned on unsure ground. Something within you has closed down, and you cannot push yourself back to life. You've been forced to enter empty time. The desire that drove you has relinquished. There is nothing else to do now but rest. And patiently learn to receive the self you have forsaken in the race of days. At first, your thinking will darken, and sadness take over like listless weather. The flow of unwept tears will frighten you. You have traveled too fast over false ground. Now your soul has come to take you back. Take refuge in your senses. Open up to the small miracles you rushed through. Become inclined to watch the way of rain when it falls slow and free. Imitate the habit of twilight, taking time to open the well of color that fostered the brightness of day. Draw alongside the silence of stone until its calmness can claim you. Be excessively gentle with yourself. Stay clear of those vexed in spirit. Learn to linger around someone of ease who feels they have all the time in the world. Gradually, you will return to yourself, having learned a new respect for your heart and the joy that dwells far within slow time. So in your own slow time, begin to deepen your breath. Always the choice to stay right where you are, If you'd like to roll to one side and just curl up, take a moment to pause in that fetal position. Eventually using the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And once you do, notice, are you a little more shiny? Are your hips a little more open? You did that. Good job. Take a moment to close your eyes and take a breath in. And one last exhalation through the mouth. And when you're ready, take your arms out, sweep them up, reach up for all the goodness. Bring your palms together. Draw them down to your heart. Let your chin come down to your chest. And take a moment to give yourself that credit, that attaboy, attagirl. Good job. And then if you've created some good mojo, send it out in the form of a prayer. There's someone who could use it. Thank you guys for joining me for another Mindful Monday. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week and a Happy New Year. Namaste.
Happy New Year, Connie. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have an orange. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Yeah, I can't wait to open this one. Some of these are like blood oranges, so they're really sweet and beautiful color.